A common question that people have is, should I teach English abroad? I mean, it's actually quite a big decision. And for myself, I taught English in South Korea for 10 years and I loved it. I loved all things about it. And it was probably the best decision I ever made. However, it might not be the best decision for you. So here are a few questions that you should ask and a few things to consider. So the first people who should consider teaching abroad are for people that are just finished university and maybe want to have some fun for a year or two. It's kind of just a nice way to go make a bit of money, maybe pay off some student loans, have some fun for a year or two before coming back to your home country and settling into kind of like a real job or like a real life. And I know ESL teaching can be a real job as well, but I mean, maybe if you're an engineer, it can be a nice way to take a year off before you kind of get into that engineering job or something like that. So another group of people who might want to consider teaching abroad are people who want to be a teacher for their career. So by this, I mean an ESL teacher or a teacher kind of in the public education system in your home country. It can be a nice way to get a bit of experience, and you don't actually need a ton of qualifications to do it. So you need basically a university degree. And you can see if you like teaching, if it's something you want to do, and yeah, kind of how you feel about it. All right, and the next people that should consider teaching abroad are those who kind of want to change a pace. So maybe you've been doing a job that you don't really like in your home country and you want to do something different and kind of have some fun, or maybe you're semi-retired and want to live cheaply in another country, that kind of thing. So that is a good option for you. Something else to consider is, do you like kids? Most of the ESL teaching jobs in the world involve teaching kids, and I actually don't love teaching children. So for me, it's not a great option. However, when I taught university students, I loved it. However, those jobs are not that easy to get sometimes. So the reality is, if you don't have a bunch of experience or qualifications, you probably will be teaching kids. So just kind of like buyer beware. Be aware of kind of the situation you're getting into. And if you don't like kids, you're not going to love teaching them for like 30 or 40 hours a week. And then also something to consider is, are you extroverted? Teaching takes a lot of energy, and for an introvert, it can be quite difficult, kind of being on stage all the time and talking and interacting so much. So just think about that and kind of be very honest with yourself. Is that something that you can do or something that you think you'll really struggle with? And then the final thing to really keep in mind is teaching abroad is not a vacation. It's an actual job. So it's actually not that easy to do. And if you think you're just going to kind of have all this money and just be traveling around on the weekend and just have all this free time and all these like expat friends and kind of like living this like glamorous life, the reality is it's not super glamorous. It's like you're going to school every day and doing this job that sometimes can be a little bit boring, like talking about the weather, talking about hobbies again and again and again. So be prepared for that. And it's not a big deal to most people. And it wasn't a big deal to me. I didn't mind doing it. It was fine. But it's not a vacation. It's an actual job. So if you go in with that mindset, you'll just have a better experience overall. Okay, so those are the things that I would consider if you're asking the question, should I teach English abroad? Please leave a comment and tell me kind of what you're considering and what factors you're thinking about related to this. Okay, catch you next time. Bye, everybody.